again. All right, we're going to be doing 6.2, and this is going to be part 2 of multiplication and division equations. Okay, so today we're going to be doing the multiplication property of equality, and that means when you multiply the same number to both sides of an equation, your equation will still be equal. So if I have A equals B, then if I multiply both sides by C, or the same number, the equation will still be equal. So let's get into it. So example 6, I want you to solve A divided by -4 equals -9. Okay, so how do we get A alone? Well, we have to figure out where A is here, okay, or the variable, and then what's happening to it. It's being divided by a -4. So what is the inverse of dividing by 4? It's -4. It's going to be multiplying by -4. So let's go ahead and do that. So you can use parentheses or a dot. It doesn't matter to me. I'm going to multiply by -4 on the left side. And if I change that on the left side, I have to multiply by -4 on the right. What happens to if I have -4 divided by -4? That is 1, or your giant 1. So I'm just left with A on the left equals, and then -9 times -4. Well, a negative times a negative is a positive, so 4 times 9 is 36. So my solution is A equals 36. Okay? What property was used? Well, what did I do to both sides? I multiplied by 4. So it's a multiplication property of equality. Okay? To check, I'm going to check it once, and then you guys can work on your checks. You will have to do your checks. Okay? So I'm going to rewrite my equation. So A divided by 4, -4 equals -9. So in this case, I'm going to plug in 36 for A. So I have 36 divided by a -4 equals -9. 36 divided by a -4. Positive divided by negative is negative, so I get -9 equals -9. Here's example 7. So how do we get Y alone? Well, find your variable. What's happening to it? It's being divided by -3, so we need to undo it by multiplying by -3. So I'm going to go ahead and write Y divided by -3 equals -8. And then I'm going to multiply by -3 on both sides. This is my giant 1, because -3 divided by -3 is 1. So I'm left with Y equals, and then negative times a negative is a positive, so 8 times 3 is 24. So my solution is Y equals 24. Go ahead and check your problem. So you would rewrite and plug in the 24 to the Y. So you'd have 24 divided by -3 equals -8, and -8 equals -8. What property was used? Well, what did I do to both sides? It's the multiplication property of equality. Here is example 8. I want you to do it. This is the you can do it. So I'm going to give you a little bit of opportunity to do it. I want you to first find the variable. What's happening to the variable? I want you to undo it. So go ahead and do that. I'm not really going to explain it too much, so go ahead and do that, and I'll go ahead and pause if you need to pause. Okay, so here's B divided by -6 equals 30. You should multiply by -6 on both sides. That cancels out with a -1, so you get B equals And then 6 times 3 is 18, but it's 30, so it's going to be 180. A positive times a negative is a negative. So your solution is B equals negative 180. Go ahead and check your solution. If you divide that by negative 6, would you get, if you divide 180 by negative 6, would you get 30? Okay? And then what property was used? You multiplied, so that means that you used the multiplication property of equality. Let's go on to example 9. This is also, you can do it. So this time, this is going to be part of your practice, so make sure that you're able to do it. And then I want you to check your solution. So how do you get m alone? Find the variable, decide what's happening to it, use the inverse operation. Then check your solution, write your solution, and what property was used. All right, for example 10, this is a word problem. So Antonia earns $6 per hour helping her grandmother. Write and solve an equation to find how many hours she needs to work to earn $48. Let H represent the number of hours. So if she works she gets $6 per hour. So $6 times however many hours she is working, right? So if she worked 1 hour, she gets $6. She worked 2 hours, she get 2 times 6. If she worked 3 hours, right? So it's going to be multiplying 6 times the variable. We don't know how many hours, right? And she needs to work to earn $48. So we need to figure out how many hours does she need to work in order to get $48. So here's our equation. So we found the important info. We wrote our equation. Now we need to solve. So what's happening to your variable is being multiplied by 6. So we have to undo it. So we're going to divide by 6 on both sides. This is your giant 1. I get H equals, and then 48 divided by 6 is 8. So that means she needs to work. So I put Antonia needs to work 8 hours, right, to get $48. All right, here are the last 2 problems. These are you try. I want you to try these. These will be part of your practice. This one does have a decimal in it, so be careful, but it's pretty easy because you're just going to be multiplying on both sides, right? All right, hope you guys are doing well. Miss you all. Bye.